A new operating system, this time the manual's included. Have you ever wondered who is writing your story? It's not who you think it is. Our unconscious saboteurs are writing the scripts of our daily lives. In a recent heroic chat with Masters session with John Assaraf, he emphasized the importance of truly understanding neuromechanics. Yes, neuromechanics. He discussed how our nervous system, often referred to as the fight or freeze response, governs our interactions and our ability to overcome obstacles. So if we can't modulate our nervous system, our growth, it's stunted. John gives this really amazing example of how this system works and why it's of vital importance that all of us learn how to best operate. He notes, in the last 20 years, there's been an enormous amount of research on the brain. And a lot of people think that this brain is just simply a 3-pound mass in our skull. But not a lot of people think of their brain like members of an orchestra, where each of the members of the orchestra, they may play a different instrument. So we need maybe a little bit more of this particular member in this moment. Maybe these two members need to be in synchronicity and harmony in this particular moment. And there's a member maybe of the orchestra that needs to lead it, right? Called the conductor. So there's a part of our brain, that is to say a CEO or executive function, an executive director, if you will, the leader of the imagination. But we also have another player in the band, or the orchestra for that matter, that's always looking for what's wrong or what could go wrong. And a lot of the times, the conductor and this particular member, looking for what might go wrong, they get into arguments, they get into fights. It's during this battle, John says, the battle that goes on in our minds and our heads, where most people don't know how to reconcile and lead different parts of their own brain. You see, they know how to drive a car, but they don't know how to use their $100 billion brain very well. John goes on to note, the orchestral harmony isn't because everything's playing at the same time or tone or level. It's the harmony that everything is working in synchronicity. And when people are not in sync mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, well, then you don't have that harmony. So a friend of mine and I were recently discussing, thank you, Justin, just how John's reflections, for us anyway, highlight a critical issue with what we would call traditional talk therapy. It's not about acquiring new tools and new skills, more theory, if you will. We can talk endlessly about self-development techniques, but without training and developing our nervous system, real growth remains out of reach. The obstacles we face might change shape, but their essence remains the same if our nervous system isn't equipped to handle them. So personal development in that sense is capped by the state of our nervous system, not by our knowledge of new skills. You train the body, you train that nervous system, and inevitably the mind is going to follow. This is in part why I am so headstrong on investing so much of my own time, my own energy and resources, as well as that of my clients, in retraining our brain. So remember that $100 billion brain? It's our best friend, but it can also be our worst enemy. And that is precisely why I am so bullish on onboarding those that I have the sacred honor and privilege of serving onto the Positive Intelligence Companion app, where they then learn an operating system that begins to solve these issues at their very root. PQ is a breakthrough research-based tool that strengthens the part of your brain that serves you, and it helps quiet the part of your brain that is constantly sabotaging you. You handle life's challenges with more positive mindset and less stress, and we call that sense building our mental fitness. So if your life story is yours to craft, and you are finally ready to become the hero of that story, your story, breaking free from the habits that have held you back, then reach out and learn a little bit more. So today's tool, the Unstoppably Free System with me, Adam Paul Lugsch-Tehle. Step 1, you book a free discovery call. Start writing that new narrative with a single call by silencing your inner critics and boldly scheduling that call today. Step 2, take that saboteur self-assessment. You take that first step to turn your internal saboteurs into allies, transforming self-doubt into truly unshakable confidence. Step 3, you're going to experience, or at least begin to start to experience, lasting transformation. And I mean it. Real change happens when you put in the work. In our discovery call, we'll begin to identify what's really holding you back and start to give you tools to boost your energy, boost that productivity, and increase your connectivity. By harnessing the power of these scientifically grounded modalities, this system is absolutely proven to strengthen your self-command muscle, and this in turn empowers you to optimize your energy, optimize your work, and optimize your relationships, leading to fundamental and lasting transformation so you can, as I say, live unstoppably free. So here is to living unstoppably free together while deeply investing in that $100 billion brain that is your best friend today.